Hey, it's Steve. Yeah, just trying to make sure I get this message home to a few people. Still, way too many of you are just taking life way too serious, and you are working every hour that you can. There's a lot of you that message me. A lot of you are miserable doing what you're doing. And yeah, I'm just here to remind you that life is beautiful, right? Life is amazing. And if you're working for a company and you're not happy, you got to change. I know you might not want to hear that, but you can't spend the next couple of years just hating what you're doing. If you think you've done everything you can, you're not appreciated as much as you should be, you're definitely not getting the kind of reward that you feel you should get, then why on earth are you still suffering with it? Why? Instead, what you've got to do is you've got to take a moment of time and just think about you, your family, your friends. Are you happy? You're not happy? And if you're not happy doing what you're doing, then what I would highly suggest is that you decide to make a change. And it's not useful for me just to say, all right, you got to change. Here's things you got to do, right? So if you're a professional, then what you should be doing is you should be absolutely out there at least once a year. I've said this before, having interviews and looking for other jobs. Get yourself your CV together this week. Send your CV to a couple of other companies and you will see just how much you're worth. And you're going to be worth way more than you imagine yourself. Because when you've been in a job a long time, doing your job a long time, you become stale and your company becomes stale. Oh, just 1 second, look at this. Oh, beautiful. Santa Maria Trastevere. Just thought you'd enjoy to see that while I'm talking. The problem is that if you stay in the one role, your managers don't appreciate you as much as maybe they should. They probably don't realise how valuable you are and how much contribution you're making. Now, for you yourself, what you've got to do is you've got to just make sure that you understand if you're valuable. And that can be just having an interview once a year. I've said this before, go and have an interview once a year and you'll realise how really good you are and how much you are appreciated by other people. And once you do that, once people sort of like say, oh yeah, no, you're really good, and even make you an offer, it doesn't mean you've got to take it, right? But it's a good negotiating tool to go back to your management and say, hey, look, if you guys don't see me as valuable, there's a lot of other people out here who do see me as valuable. And if those people say, oh, well, then go then you made the right decision. Go and do that other thing. You'll also really understand your value in the workplace. You'll work out exactly how much you are worth in the workplace because you'll get an offer. And I guarantee you it will be better than what you've got today. Because if you've been in your job a long time, you will be stale. Your salary won't have gone up with the market. It won't have gone up to the value that you're probably worth. And again, if you've been doing your job and doing your job well for a long time, the knowledge that you've accumulated is actually very valuable currency. So there's two parts to this that I really want you to think about today. The first is, if you're really happy in your job, and I know a lot of people are, and a lot of people tell me they love their jobs, then that is brilliant, and I'm absolutely thrilled for you, and just keep going at it harder and harder. But if you're not happy in your job, and you are literally just suffering in it, you are literally just going through the motion to make sure that you clock in, do your job, clock out, then what I would say is that you need to have a change, you need to have a plan. And you can't just sit there saying, well, it's all right, something will happen, something won't happen. Instead, I'm telling you to take action. Do it. Do something different. Be it go and find another job in another corporation, another company that wants you, needs you, values you, or go and stride out on your own, or just take a year out. If you can, I hope you can. I hope you've got enough savings put away to be able to do that. But if you can, that's also, just having that rest is important. And again, ask for a sabbatical. Ask for a sabbatical from your company. That's another thing that people never ask enough of. Can I have a sabbatical? Can I take some time out just to go and recharge my batteries? But if not, just say, okay, I'm going out of there, and just take a year out if you can. Life is extremely short, you know. We're on this earth for a very short period of time, and it's definitely too short to be miserable. And again, the reason I've made this video today is because so many of you have written to me saying, I'm looking for something else because I'm just so miserable. But then I see you 1 year later not having taken action about it. So what I would say is that if you're unhappy, do something, change, make a change. Lots of options that you can do on that, but it's up to you. And by the way, I have just come out of a gorgeous pizza place here in Rome. Had a nice little pizza and a beer, because life is very short. What are you doing today?